Ah, living in the country, my friends, I'm just going to say, let's all say a prayer right now that my internet continues to stream this, which is good. Maybe it'll go through some adjustments while you guys hop on. Happy Thursday. Happy 21st day of belief. This is a good one. I didn't intend to start off our time together with belief. I thought, let's start off I love talking about exercise and reasons why we don't and getting us to it. But then the thought is every single goal that you set, every single situation that comes up and how you respond, not react, there's a difference, but how you respond all depends on your belief. Also, how you react to a situation depends on your belief. So you might have seen my post, my little query about, do you cut off your pot roast, the end of it? I don't know anybody that actually makes pot roast still. I don't, because we don't eat meat, but I'm like, pot roast reminds me of something my grandma would make. In any case, there is a story about a woman who would, every time she made a pot roast, chop the end of it off and roast it. And after a while, her husband said, "Why do you do that?" She's like, "I don't know. My mom's always done it." So she asked her mom, "Why did you always chop the end of this pot roast off? It's how you taught me." She's like, "I don't know. Grandma always did it that way." So they go to speak to the grandma and say, "Grandma, why did you always chop the end of your pot roast off?" She laughed and she said, "Oh, because the pan that I had was too small. So I had to cut it off in order to make it fit." Interesting, isn't it? Are you doing some things in your life that that everyone has just always done it and you have no idea why you're doing it? Let's grab our freedom. Freedom to believe. Some of you may need some valor, so put your valor on over your shoulders for the courage to believe, the courage to even look at your belief system. Are you cutting off the end of your pot roast? This is why we all need to have a really good look at our beliefs. We just invested 20 days of looking at a variety of different areas having to do with belief. I read a lot of stories to my children since I homeschool them. And there's two women that we read over and over. We read about, one is called Amy Carmichael. She was a missionary and rescued a lot of orphans in India, late 1800s, early 1900s. Another woman is called Lottie Moon. Lottie Moon went to China and did very similar things, not rescuing children, but speaking to them about the Lord. Both of these women had to go against common beliefs, from women being able to go overseas as missionaries by themselves and being single, to not dressing a certain way anymore, but dressing in the culture. So there's all these different ways that belief came in, but they were able to do some really incredible, miraculous, life-changing things. So let me ask you a question as we wrap up these 21 days. This won't be long. But I just want to ask you is, do you know why you believe what you believe? Do you really, really know? Go back to the 20 days. And why do you believe what you believe about God? Number one, until they put me in the ground, I will always ask people, why do you believe that about God? Is there truth to that? And if you believe in God, some of you believe things that are absolutely not true. It's just doctrine, right? It's the cutting the end off the pot roast. Then the other question I have for you is, as you look at your beliefs, do you have an experience that backs up your belief? For example, I am beyond passionate about my oils. It's not because I read in a book that they work. It's not because my upline told me, my best friend told me. It's because I've experienced a miraculous healing from using my oils. My son has, my husband has, me personally. We've seen it, a transformation like no other. You can't stop me from telling that and telling the truth about it. That's my belief. So if I come to somebody and say, listen, I can assure you, if you use frankincense, you will experience XYZ. Because I've experienced it. But if you say, oh, Jen Weir said if you use frankincense, well, why do you believe that? You believe it because I told you? No, you gotta have your own experience. I'm beginning a 21-day interval on rest, which I'll discuss that in a minute. We'll be talking about that for 21 days. And the reason I can talk about it is because I've experienced it. See what I mean? So why do you believe what you believe? Have you experienced the truth? And the last thing is, are you believing other people's truth? Things that happened in the past that actually don't happen anymore. When we decided, when we knew that we were called to go to Boston, I'm sure, I've said it enough times, but I'm sure you guys have heard people say this either to me, to you, perhaps you've said it to me, but it's this. Do you know how cold it is? Do you know how much it snows in the Northeast? And my friend Terry is probably chuckling. And I'd say, yeah, but I have to go. Guess what? That actually wasn't truth. The truth was, when we were there, it barely snowed. I shot the wad and spent a paycheck on snow gear and jackets and boots and gloves and hats and sleds and all of that kind of stuff to get 2 good snowstorms in 2.5 years that I lived there. 2 good snowstorms. And I laugh thinking everyone else had that experience, or did they? No, Boston's just known. Massachusetts is just known for having a lot of snow and being cold. The truth was that wasn't the reality. That's not what happens. So a very tangible thing made me see, what else have I been believing that other people have told me is truth? Oh, you got to hustle in your business. Do you? Who says? All these people who are successful? Oh, what about the ones who don't hustle, that just work a normal schedule? Something to think about. Everyone says 2020 was the worst. Everyone. Was it? Sure, there were challenges, of course. Sure, there was this crazy election. Yeah. But did you overcome it? Or did you choose to believe it was the worst year and there was no way around it? I'll get straight up in your face right now, friends. Here's the deal. 2020 was 2020. 2019 was 2019. Challenges come and challenges go. Obstacles come and obstacles go. But the reality of the situation is this: how you choose to see it, what you choose to believe, will help you either thrive through something or completely be buried underneath it, paralyzed and not able to move forward. I suggest, if you want to make 2021 WON your year, and every year after that, and an even better year than the year before, then you start looking at obstacles, not as obstacles, but as opportunities. In March, when everything shut down and all of my classes that I had scheduled out canceled, and in Massachusetts, if you are from there or anywhere else that is quite restrictive, you understand this, but it didn't look like I was going to get to do much outside my house anytime soon. But I remember telling my team, my Young Living team, guys, there were more millionaires per capita during the Great Depression than ever. We need to make this our opportunity. And the thing is we see a situation and go, this looks like an obstacle. How can I turn it into an opportunity? Well, I could meet people where they're at. Had a chance to love on them. And then I worked around this system and then eventually got kicked out of the state. But, not really kicked out of the state, but you know what I mean. I mean, we chose. That was our choice. But the point is while I was there, I was able to do what I wanted because I believed different. Absolutely, Pamela. It was transformational. That's another one. That is another one to add to your stack. So belief. I highly recommend you go back and reread, just in your notes each day and ask a pointed question. What do I believe about this and where does it come from? The choice is yours. You have the absolute privilege to believe anything that you want. Now then, a little bit of housekeeping. Today is day 21. Tomorrow is a pause, so we'll take 1 day pause. If you want to stay with us, I would be so delighted and honored to have all of you stay on for 21 days of rest. Add your friends if you feel like it'd be of value to them. Share it to your groups. This is a public group, so anybody can join and everybody will be approved. On Saturday, we begin rest, which I love because it's my rest day. So I thought, that's fun. We'll have it start on my rest day. It just worked out that way. I am an expert in rest. I could probably win an award because I learned about rest and I don't want to give it away, but I have learned to grow my business through rest. I've learned to heal the things I've received, the things my family has received, all from simply resting. And I'll tell you, when I talk to people about resting, they get a little feisty, which tells me they need rest. So we're going to go from belief to rest. In February, on the 14th, I wanted to give you a heads up because this has to do with your Young Living Order. We'll begin heart care. And we'll be talking about and diving into some different ways to use Ningxia Red, Cardiogize, and Omegagize. Oh, and Aroma Life. Please hold. I need to write that down. I just remembered that. So we have Ningxia Red, Cardiogize, Omegagize, and then Aroma Life. I'm not saying you need all of those things to walk through the 21 days in February for heart care. But if that's in your mind and you think, I'd love to try Cardiogize or Omegagize, you should all be drinking Ningxia Red. That's a no-brainer. And then Aroma Life also, I just want to give you the opportunity to use your points, put it on your ER. We've got about 3 weeks till we start that. Let's see. Oh, finally, I will be tomorrow night deleting all of the posts from the 21-day interval of belief. And they will be up on my website, weirtexas.com, they'll just be up there for you to see. You should be able to find it, no problem. I'll post the link here and then I'll message it to each one of you so that you have it. That way you can have it forever. It'll just be on there to share with people who aren't on social media or what have you. Because I want a clean group. I don't want it getting muddled with different posts, and I want people to be able to just stick to what we're sticking with, right? So just so you know, if you go back and you're like, wait, where's day 2? It's gone. It's not gone. And I'll go ahead and make an announcement again just so that you have it. But like I say, I will email you the link and you can share it, and it's going to be very simple, very clean on the website. It's already up there. So that way you have it. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me for these 21 days. I'm so grateful. It's a delight and a treat for me to walk through 21 days of something and always having it in our minds. So have a wonderful day. If you believe that you can, you absolutely will.